And welcome inside Phoenix, Farmington Phoenix High School for Copper Hills basketball. Brought to you by Extra Space Storage on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Final game of the 2021 calendar as we'll be heading into the new year. So happy new year, everybody. Hope you're all happy, healthy, and safe. Dusty Lister with you as today the Copper Hills Grizzlies will be taking on the Farmington Phoenix. Copper Hills coming back from their tournament in Florida, also playing on Tuesday. Getting a nice win, and now they're going to take on Farmington, who was the runner-up in the 5A classification a year ago. They have been reclassified to 6A, part of Region 1, and they have the best player in the state of Utah, that of Colin Chandler, who was recruited by so many schools around the country, chose BYU. He's averaging 19 points a game, and it can be a lot of fun watching Colin. If you haven't seen his games before, he is someone that has developed the outside shot, but gets to the rim, it finishes with authority, and as we mentioned earlier, one of the best players, not just in the state of Utah, he is one of the best players in the country, one of the top-rated players in the nation as well. It'll be a lot of fun to watch him. But you also have to look out for Paul Beatty, number 42, and Devin Day, number 23, as we are set and ready to go. As up the floor now with Quincy Hills. Quincy hands off Nate Sorensen. Cycle through McCoy Langston. Straight away, Nate Sorensen off on the three, and the rebound claimed by Cole Johnson. We saw this Farmington team at the Lehigh, the showcase of the Holiday Hoop Fest. Went to overtime with a team from Miami, Florida. As Cole Johnson from the corner can't get it. Quincy Hills on the board and now on the run. Quincy leaves it for the trailing Jay. Will not drop for Luke Moyer. And the rebound claimed and up the floor with Colin Chandler. Tyler Larson lob inside to Beatty. Beatty, fall away, got it. First points of the afternoon go to Farmington. One emphasis from Copper Hills. They want to keep everything outside from Farmington. They need to defend well at the rim. They want to force outside shots from the Phoenix. As Quincy Hills, a lot of contact from Cole Johnson, draws the foul. They're going to call it on the floor, so no shot for Quincy. And we'll inbound on the baseline. .646 left. I want to remind you that our clock you see on the screen is unofficial. So we'll get that updated as soon as we can. There is nearing 6.5 left in the quarter. As we'll get that updated the next dead ball. As we go inside at 6.5 left, that shot would not drop. Again up the floor with Farmington. Larson, the trailing three, will not go down. Moyer gets the rebound, hands back to Quincy Hills. 6:15 left in the quarter as Moyer hard to the hole, and it comes off, tipped up and in. Nice follow there by Kyson Hymus. Ties us at 2 with 6:05 on a rolling clock here in the first quarter. And now a foul on the floor. And but 6:02 left. There's Cole Johnson. Has that one popped out of bounds by Quincy Hills. 5:54 to go in the quarter. As we get our clock synced up. Here's Colin Chandler. Come off the screen. Colin tried to feed that inside to Larson. Still Phoenix ball. Beatty at the free throw line. Nice defense there by Sorensen. And the drive and the floater drops. That is Devin Day, young man that moved to Utah from Northern California. Saw him in that tournament, hit a big three against Miami Norland. Hit a corner three with just about 2 or 3 seconds left in that game to send it to overtime. The game went to triple overtime. It was a loss as Luke Moyer goes to work, and Moyer ties us up at 4. So Chandler off the screen and roll hits Larson. It's nice job by Larson working on that low block, stayed patient. And the Phoenix go back up by 2 here early in the first. Off the screen from Moyer, sent to the corner. Hymas. And Moyer had just moved. Hymas passes off the mark and an empty possession and turnover for Copper Hills. Again, remember that clock is unofficial. Get down to right here, 4:38 left in the first. As Johnson sends up top for Day for 3. Lipped out, Beatty fighting on that board, and it is cleared by Luke Moyer. Now up the floor with Sorensen. Sorensen leaves it for the trailing Moyer. Sends outside to Hymas. And the 3 back rimmed, and the rebound taken by Beatty. Chandler off on the 3. And we'll have a loose ball foul on Farmington. Be the first foul of the quarter. Outside with, that was McCoy Langston, now cycled through. That ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Farmington basketball. Beatty now to Day. Larson now cycled through to Beatty. Chandler pulls for 3. Off the mark, 0 for 2 from deep to start here for Colin. Sorensen now Hymas. Nice hands by Chandler with the steal. Chandler head to Johnson, lob it up. Oh, nice pass and wave off the bucket. We'll see if they call a foul on the pass. Oh, they're going to count the bucket. I'm not sure how. So the foul is charged to Langston. There's no way, if the foul is on the pass, that's not in the habitual motion for the bucket. I must say I'm just glad it's not a pass and crash charge. So now the officials will get together, but again, if it's a foul on the pass, it's going to be called on Copper Hills, and there can't be free throws coming for Farmington either. So correctly called, no basket for Farmington. It should be free throws either. It's a foul on the pass on the non-shot attempt. So though it's on the floor. And then down along the baseline. So Johnson to trigger. Goes into Chandler. So 5-out set. Day on the drive, sends to the corner. That shot won't drop. Beatty with the offensive board, and the putback crawls off. Day with the offensive rebound. And now he gets it back off the hands of Hymas. Straightaway 3 for Colin Chandler. 3 extra shots in that possession, and it ends in a Chandler 3, and it's a 5-point lead for Farmington as we go underneath 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Sorensen out to Langston. Langston, Hymas, now Moyer. Little free throw line J will not go, and Larson with the rebound. Cole Johnson ahead to Chandler. Nice defense by Hymas. Sends up to Larson. Now Day for 3, blocked by Sorensen. Beatty saves it in the hands of Hills. Quincy ahead to Hymas. Hymas goes at Larson and lays it in. Beautifully done there by Kyson Hymas. 2:15 on a rolling clock in the quarter, and a little foul on the entry pass. And this will go against Langston. So they're correcting the previous foul. I think they originally had called that on Langston, but they're correcting the foul earlier, and I didn't see who they got that charge to. And our scoreboard inside is not putting up the team fouls. So Larson cannot get the little jump hook to drop. As we near the 2-minute mark of the first quarter, here's Moyer, goes at Beatty. A tough pocket pass to make, and it is out of bounds and will stay with Copper Hills. 1:56 left in the first. Straight away, Langston. Langston, little mid-range J drops, and it's a 1-point game. Johnson with Moyer on the switch. To the corner. Chandler looking inside to Larson. Gets it back. Around the perimeter, here comes Day on the drive, and we got a foul off. Oh, wave off the reverse. Beautiful take and finish by Day, but they're going to have the foul before the shot away from the basketball. And the foul will be charged to Copper Hills number 3, Hayden Shepard. So no bucket, wave off the highlight. That's twice where Casey Walker is like, there's 4 points he'd rather have than than the fouls charged to Copper Hills. That is the 4th team foul on the Grizzlies, pulped away by Moyer. Beatty got it back, but Hymas tipped it. Now on the push of the Grizzlies. Moyer at Beatty. And Moyer got widened out. Maybe not the best decision there. Might have been better to pull that ball out or hold up. Larson cuts to the hole and is fouled on the drive, and it'll be a 2-shot foul as that goes to Langston, and that is number 2 on Langston. Remember, we had that correction off that last foul. So Langston initially was called for that. It should be number 2. I don't think it's number 3. Larson misses the free throw. And Hymas comes off the floor along with Moyer and Langston. As Luke Whitehour comes on along with Micah Nordgren. And Sorensen came on as well as Larson knocks down the free throw. And it's a 10-8 lead for Farmington as we go inside of a minute left in the quarter. Quincy on the drive and is fouled on the floor, and that'll be the 13th foul on Farmington. First on Cole Johnson. Hey, Ethan Harris was just wanting on the floor, man. Guy's itching to play. Just young sophomore. About to go check in at the table. I'll go grab him. So inbound into Sorensen. 3 won't drop. Rebound taken by Larson. Quiet quarter for Colin Chandler. Just 3 points. They go high-low into Beatty. Misses the bunny, and the rebound pulled down by Logan Whitehour. Inside of 40 seconds left in the first. Quincy Hills working on the sophomore, Ethan Harris. Quincy on the drive. No call of all the things that have been called in this first quarter. Nothing on that one. Inside to Beatty. Little maverick move with the flyby. And it's a 4-point lead with 20 seconds left in the quarter, and see if Copper Hills holds for the final shot. If I'm Coach Watkins, I'm frustrated with that too, that all the things that have been called in this quarter, that one wasn't. Sorensen, back rims a 3. That was online, just wouldn't drop 1 second. And that'll do it for the first. And at the end of one, it is Farmington leading Copper Hills 12-8. You're watching Copper Hills basketball on the Rewind Sports Network, brought to you by Extra Space Storage.
I think it's very exciting for our employees here in the corporate office to work day in and day out to make a better future for our customers. If I did not think about us as a storage company, I would tell everyone we are a technology company.
There's just a ton of innovation that comes through every single day. So the people that work really hard are the people who succeed here and are willing to work with the different innovation that is coming up at Extra Space as well. One of our values is teamwork. If you ask anyone any questions around here, they're always happy to help. I've noticed that the people who stick around are the people who are team players.
We're a fast-paced, growing organization. There are lots and lots of opportunities to grow here.
And you kind of get that feel when you work here that everyone's trying to do a good job in order to grow with the company.
I cannot imagine a more exciting place for people to come and work and have an impact to the organization and to their lives.
Start of the second quarter, Copper Hills basketball on KSLSports.com, brought to you by Extra Space Storage. If you need some extra space, especially after all the holiday gifts and everything else coming our way, going into 2022, go to Extra Space Storage. Proud sponsor of Copper Hills basketball. As Chandler's shot would not drop, just 3 points for the Star in the first quarter. It was a deep three. And a frustrating quarter, I think, for both teams with foul calls and different things. Just couldn't quite get in the flow of the offense. Speaking of Copper Hills, Langston was only 2 points in the quarter as nice take and finish by the sophomore Logan Whitehour. As Kyson Hymas is going to set the check in. At the start of the second quarter. Chandler off the screen. Nice find inside to Beatty. Didn't get it cleanly, and Beatty traveled. And it'll be Copper Hills ball as Hymas will come on for Sorensen. Here's Quincy Hills, leaves it back for Hymas. Hymas sends out for an open three. Would not drop for Nordgren, and the rebound traced down in the corner by Ralphs and up the floor with Devin Day. Ralphs over to Day. And the foul on the drive, that'll be the fourth. Probably that's the seventh team foul on Copper Hills. It'll be 1-1 free throws as Devin Day will go to the line. And Day knocks down the first, earns his second. It's going to be a long second quarter. As Farmington will be shooting the entire quarter, and where Coach Casey Walkenhurst wanted the buckets instead of the fouls. Well, here comes the payoff of those team fouls as Day hits them both, and it's a 4-point advantage for Farmington. Wide open three for Whitehour. Off the mark, Hymas comes in for the board and the putback. Kyson Hymas working the backside on that three, gets the rebound and a little stat stuffer there. As Beatty comes back on the other end. And he gets a shot in the key and pushes the lead back up to 4. Hills loses the handle, gets it back. Got some numbers here. Cycle to the corner. Three from Shepard is good. 16-15 is the big three from Hayden Shepard. Chandler pull up, won't drop, and the rebound to Nordgren, now on the push with Hills. Quincy hands off to Hymas. Hills pulls for three, too long. Hymas gets the rebound. Whitehour float it, won't drop, and Beatty pulls down the rebound. Missed opportunity there for the Grizzlies to take the lead. Trailing Beatty, too long on the triple. Hymas with the rebound. Hymas stolen by Chandler. Oh, a nice move in the open floor. Chandler inside to Beatty, and the lay-in. 5:20 on a rolling clock in the half, and a 3-point lead for Farmington. Whitehour for the tie. One drop. Loose ball picked up by Farmington. Here comes Day. And it's a 5-point lead, 20-15. Hills sends out for Shepard. Oh, the ball is 3/4 of the way down. The wide channel basketball fails him on that one. Beatty all over on the angle to Day. Day pulls for three and got it. A 7-0 spurt here. This was a 16-15 game. The 7-0 run pushing up to an 8-point deficit for Copper Hills. Here's Quincy. Works on Harris. Nice screen. Send up top, Nordgren. Fake the three. The floater too strong. And the rebound taken by Beatty. Quickly on the other end. Harris lays it in. And that's a 9-0 run from Farmington and a 10-point lead with 4:05 left in the half. It's Farmington spacing themselves away from Copper Hills. So you're watching Copper Hills basketball on the Rewind Sports Network.
College wasn't built for me.
It didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Test day's test day. Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
Tests on your time. Courses on your time. Graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of VU.
Jake said these are awesome for studying.
Line.
You shouldn't ever take someone else's medication.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about the dangers of sharing prescriptions.
Up. So 4:04 left in the half. And Copper Hills needing some offense here. Had shots that have just not dropped. As Hills gets out to Sorensen. Also need to look for that easy bucket. In today's day and age, and with this build, this team, they get followed up the three as Harris with the steal and the foul to Quincy Hills. And Harris with a great defensive play on one end and now earns a trip to the line for two on the other. And the first free throw good from Harris. And Harris got the steal and hits both free throws, and a 12-point lead for Farmington. Quincy, now Luke Moyer. And he shuffled his feet. Need some leadership to stem the tide here for Copper Hills. You think of the run for the Grizzlies since the 2010s. Coach Blanchard, now Coach Watkins, always the senior leadership. It always had guys like Hawkins and others that step up and get things going. They're going to need it now as that three is off the mark by Ethan Atkinson. Quincy Hills fouled by Harris at the top of the key. As the fourth team foul on Farmington. You're talking about the team with Hawkins and Lopez, Stockton Shorts as they go inside to Langston. Langston loses the handle on the way up. He wanted to foul, didn't get it. A nice hustler by Sorensen, but he was out of bounds. But even the teams that Trevin Allfree and Stockton Shorts. So now who's that leader on the floor? Can stem the tide and push this game back here for the Grizzlies. As Farmington's found the rhythm, and it has not had to be through number 24. Is terrific job by Chandler, who averages over 4 assists a game. You know, you think you come in here with a guy like Chandler that's all about 24, all the shots and everything else, but it has not been the case as Moyer is going to get fouled on the drive there by Larson. Thought initially that whistle might have gone against Luke, but does not. You know, even talking to the coaching staff at Copper Hills and said, you know, if you think you're just going to come in and stop Chandler and that's it, like there's so many other guys that come in waves. And Chandler isn't that star. We saw that in the semifinals a year ago against Timpview, and they said, hey, we're not going to let you go off. And Chandler let other guys do it, earning the way to the state championship game. But even in that game, he finds his moments. But Moyer knocked down the first. And the second's off the mark, taken by Larson. Is up the floor with Chandler. Comes off the screen of Larson once again, and Larson wasn't ready for that. A little too hot to handle there from Colin, and the turnover goes back in the hands of the Grizzlies with a chance to chip into this deficit. Hills hands off to Langston. McCoy comes off the screens, back out to Hills. Now Moyer. Moyer goes at Larson. Hangs does not get the fall. Rebound taken by Atkinson. Now on the floor, or on the run rather, with Chandler. Collin down the lane. Hangs wouldn't drop. Now on the push with Hymas. Kyson to Sorensen. Three is short. Nice job by Moyer keeping that alive. Hymas off the bump. No call on the bump. Kind of mystified here. The way the game was called in the first quarter is not the way it's called in the second quarter. Prefer the way it's called here, but they set a precedent early, and that's part of the frustration. But the officials are going to adjust so do the Grizzlies as the three-point shot is blocked by Atkinson. On transition, Day to Harris. 4-3. Farmington pouring it on in the second quarter. It is a 15-3 second quarter. Or rather 15-3 run since it was 16-15. Remember, Whitehour hit that three. Or it might have been Sorensen. But since then, it's been all Phoenix. Good no call on the contact on the shot from Langston. Then off the rebound, there's the foul to Farmington. It'll be the 16th foul with 48 seconds to go in the half. So Hills will trigger the inbound. Sorensen. Can't get it. Hymas, the follow won't go. Moyer with the rebound. Retreats out, sends it to Langston straight away. Three is too strong, tipped out by Hills. 35 seconds left. Cycled through to Hymas. Drives the base, sends out. Langston corner three. Got it. Welcome sign from McCoy Langston. 20 seconds to go. Farmington will probably hold for the final shot of the half. Down to 10 seconds. Johnson out the Day with 3, 2, 1. Here's Larson. Won't get the shot off. That will not count. And now to do it for the first half. Farmington had a great second quarter. And they have an 11-point lead on the Copper Hills Grizzlies, 32-21. You are watching Copper Hills basketball, brought to you by Extra Space Storage on the Rewind Sports Network.
I think it's very exciting for our employees here in corporate office to work day in and day out to make a better future for our customers. If I did not think about us as a storage company, I would tell everyone we are a technology company.
There's just a ton of innovation that comes through every single day. So the people that work really hard are the people who succeed here and are willing to work with the different innovation that is coming up at Extra Space as well. One of our values is teamwork. If you ask anyone any questions around here, they're always happy to help. I've noticed that the people who stick around are the people who are team players.
We're a fast-paced, growing organization. There are lots and lots of opportunities to grow here.
And you kind of get that feel when you work here that everyone's trying to do a good job in order to grow with the company.
I cannot imagine a more exciting place for people to come and work and have an impact to the organization and to their lives.
College wasn't built for me.
It didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Test day's test day. Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of VIEW.
And welcome back. Start of the third quarter. Dusty Litster with you here at Farmington High School. Again, an 11-point lead for Farmington on our Copper Hills Grizzlies as that ball got tipped away. As Moyer saves it in, but Beatty had to get his legs out. A little wrestling term, he sprawled. And that ball just bounced off his legs and it goes in the hands of the Phoenix. But again, Copper Hills basketball on the Rewind Sports Network, brought to you by Extra Space Storage. Thank them coming on, being the presenting sponsor of our coverage of Copper Hills. We'll have every game for you right here on KSLSports.com through Game Night Live Rewind. And also go rewatch this game anytime on YouTube at High School Rewind. As Hymas sends that ball to the corner, Sorensen will track it down. Wide open, Quincy Hills. And that was the first half. Copper Hills had some shots, couldn't get him to drop. Day saves it back for Johnson. Johnson inside to Beatty. Nice hands by Moyer. Got around him. Now on the push. Quincy again open for three. Short on the second one as well. And so, again, shots just not dropping for the Grizzlies. As here comes Colin Chandler into Langston, hangs and hits. Not a good no call. Again, the game was not called near as tight in the second quarter as it was in the first quarter. And a 13-point lead for Farmington. Moyer steps out for three. Too strong, and a rebound taken by Larson. Cole Johnson leaves it for the trailing Larson. Pass up the three to give it up to Chandler. And now Cole Johnson. And again, we talk about Farmington bumping up from 5A to 6A. They'll be in Region 1. They'll start with Fremont, and then go play against Davis. Speaking of Davis, got a couple of the darts in here today as Devin Day knocks down the three. And it's a 16-point lead for Farmington. And again, you can see all of on this Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. You see every Davis game as well. As Langston's three a little strong, and the rebound taken by Farmington. But Farmington will be, again taking on Fremont and then Davis at Davis. That'll be quite the matchup as they share a border. And it'll be Larson going high-low into Beatty. And then Beatty lays it in. It's interesting, we talked about Farmington coming off the appearance of the 5A championship game, and you'd think with Chandler being young that they were young. They weren't. They had 7 seniors on that team a year ago. Chandler's always played up. This is the first time he's played really exclusively with his own class. And he had some move-ins and things. They've had to get used to each other. And so their record not coming near as sparkling as you would think with a guy like Colin Chandler who gets that one to go. But he's had to get used to playing with new guys, and they've had to get used to being in new roles. It's a 20-point lead for Farmington. 4:50 left in the third. You're watching Grizzly basketball on KSLSports.com, brought to you by Extra Space Storage.
College wasn't built for me.
It didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Test day's test day. Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
Tests on your time, courses on your time. Graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of VU.
Jake said these are awesome for studying.
Line. You shouldn't ever take someone else's medication.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about the dangers of sharing prescriptions.
Ouch! Gonna need some pills for that one.
Hey! Prescription pain pills can be dangerous!
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy there. You're her parent, not a drill sergeant. More love, then they'll listen.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about prescriptions the right way.
College wasn't built for me.
It didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Test day's test day. Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
Tests on your time, courses on your time. Graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of VU.
4:50 left in the third quarter. Dusty Litster with you here at Farmington High School. Again, 4:50 left in the third quarter. And quite the run. A 9-0 run to start here in the third for Farmington. If you think back, it was 16-15. And from that point, it is 25-6. As Sorensen long on the triple. And the board pulled down by Larson. And you have some of these days, as the song says. As Larson goes high-low into Chandler, can't finish. And the rebound on the push of Langston, give it up to Hills. Quincy leaves it for Langston and traveled. Chandler got over to challenge the three, and McCoy was already set and ready to go. So turnover. They will go back to Farmington. But a great contest there from Colin Chandler. As Johnson leaves it for Larson. He'll leave him open for three, and Larson back rims the triple, and the rebound taken by Shepard. Hands it back to Hills. Langston. On the drive. Send it out to Quincy Hills. Now Langston. I mean, memory serves, got 3 3-pointers made today. One from Shepard, one from Langston, and one from Sorensen. Other than that, it's been no-can-do'sville as Cole Johnson picks up the foul. And as whistle happy as the first half was, that is the first foul here in the third quarter with 3:30 to go in the third. Hymas got that ball off, and Moyer is fouled by Beatty at the rim. And that'll put Luke Moyer at the line for 2 free throws. And the official saying it wasn't up top. He got him with the body. And I'll put Moyer at the line. And the free throw good. As Harris will come on and Day will come off for Coach Casey Walkenhurst. And Luke got the first. And gets them both. The Grizzlies going to pick up the pressure. Johnson back over to Chandler. Here comes a trap into the corner three for Harris. Won't drop, and the rebound taken by Shepard. So I got the 0 on one end. Need to find a 2 or 3 here. Moyer, little jump hook blocked by Beatty. Hymas there for the rebound. Can't get it, gets his own board, and it's stolen by Chandler. And some showtime coming up, maybe? No, but the +1 crawls off as well. Quincy Hills gives up the foul. It'll put Colin Chandler at the line for 2 free throws. And Colin knocks down the first. Talk about averaging 19 points per game coming in today. Probably below that. Hasn't forced it offensively. You've seen him play terrific defense. But points will always come to 24 as he knocks them both down. And what he's understood in the preseason is he's got to get his other guys going heading into region, but really into the state tournament. A lot of inexperience on the floor for Farmington. A lot of guys did not get to play a lot last year in that team that made the championship game, and you have to get them seasoned and ready to go to be a part of that run that they could potentially make in the 6A tournament as McCoy Langston gets the floater to drop. And, of course, they'll get a look at the 6A state champion, Davis, play him twice in region. Some measuring stick games there as a 6A classification. That tournament's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, you look at Davis, the reigning champion, as Chandler's 3 goes in. A ball wasn't even 3/4 of the way out. Somehow found its way down. But you look at the most impressive team in 6A in the preseason, probably Bingham. Bingham has beaten every team but Davis because they haven't played that you would think could make a run in the 6A tournament. And they've beaten Corner Canyon, American Fork. Back rim the 3 from Quincy Hills. They beat Farmington. That team is very, very good as Chandler gets in, and they're going to call offensive foul on Chandler for creating the contact. Gets the defender to move, And Chandler going to get called for the offensive foul. Wipe off the bucket. I think NBA fans would be all into that if that's called every time on Trae Young and especially James Harden amongst others. As Langston gets all the way to the rim and finishes. And 19-point game with time winding down here in the third. In the corner with Johnson. Up top with Day. And that's off arm, absolutely. Day's arm got extended. Down to the floor goes Shepard. And that is the fourth team foul on Farmington with 1:04 left in the quarter. Well, the Grizzlies made good on the last opportunity needed again here. Since Shepard threw the double screen. Shepard now Langston. McCoy in the lane. The fall away, lipped out, tipped up by Shepard. No, Beatty pulls down the rebound with 40 seconds left in the third. So Coach Walkenhurst wanting the final shot with no shot clock in Utah High School basketball. Take down this last 40 seconds. Farmington got a steady dose of this in that triple overtime game against Miami Norland. The first two overtimes were only 2 or 3 possessions as Miami Norland took the whole clock down. Johnson over to Harris. Inside of 10 seconds. Here's Day. Day got himself into a 3. Good defense by Langston. 1 second. Moyer at the horn. And that'll do it for the third. We head to the fourth quarter. Had some work to do for the Grizzlies. They trail 46-27 heading into the fourth. You're watching Copper Hills basketball on the Rewind Sports Network, brought to you by Extra Space Storage.
I think it's very exciting for our employees here in corporate office to work day in and day out to make a better future for our customers. If I did not think about us as a storage company, I would tell everyone we are a technology company.
There's just a ton of innovation that comes through every single day. So the people that work really hard are the people who succeed here and are willing to work with the different innovation that is coming up at Extra Space as well. One of our values is teamwork. If you ask anyone any questions around here, they're always happy to help. I've noticed that the people who stick around are the people who are team players.
We're a fast-paced, growing organization. There are lots and lots of opportunities to grow here.
And you kind of get that feel when you work here that everyone's trying to do a good job in order to grow with the company.
I cannot imagine a more exciting place for people to come and work and have an impact to the organization and to their lives.
Start of the fourth quarter. Copper Hills basketball brought to you by Extra Space Storage on KSLSports.com. Again, if you're looking for a change, come work for one of the best employers in Utah. Extra Space is growing in its corporate headquarters in Salt Lake City. Positions are available in a wide range of roles, including accounting, marketing, real estate, finance, call center, and information technology. Find flexible and remote work opportunities available. Apply today at careers.extraspace.com. Again, careers.extraspace.com. Well, some work to do, and there's an opportunity as Ralphs can't hang on to that one. 3 straight possessions where Farmington is unable to score. Had the 2 offensive fouls, and now that ball going out of bounds. And that's what Copper Hills will need to make a miracle run in the fourth, but that'll be thwarted by the illegal screen call on Shepard, saying he didn't come set on the screen, so moving screen, and the ball goes back to Farmington. Chandler inside to Ralphs. Ralphs can't get that one, gets his own, and Moyer with the block. Out of bounds off of Copper Hills, and we'll stay here with Farmington. Luke Moyer been everywhere today. He and Kyson Hymas been working without the ball. Here's Day now to Colin Chandler. Day for three. Back rim. And Whitehour pulls down the rebound. Sorensen sends out to Langston. Shepard can't get the three off, gets it back to Langston along the baseline. Moyer straight away, gonna drive, hangs, and it crawls off. Man, the ball does not stay down. Rouse with the run out and a lay in. Can't get the tough shot to fall on this end, give up the easy two on the other. Nice job on the run out. And a 21-point lead for Farmington. Sorensen knocks down the three. You know, Nate Sorensen can shoot it. With no shot clock and an 18-point deficit in the fourth quarter, it's a tall hill to climb. I mean, not that I know how long it takes, but it's like trying to climb Mount Timpanogos in 15 minutes. Don't know how it normally takes people. But Chandler back to Rouse, going to cycle through. Now Day on the drive. Day floats it, no. Rebound to Hymas. Here comes Sorensen. Sorensen back to Kyson Hymas. Inside out, Moyer from the corner. And it's back-to-back threes for Copper Hills. I mentioned this deficit went in with Copper Hills missing open shots. And now they've hit back-to-back threes, and it's a 15-point deficit. Another stop and a three. All of a sudden, things become a little more believable. Day in the corner, pump the three, send to Ralph's open Colin Chandler. Passed up the three over to Ethan Atkinson. You know, Atkinson can shoot the three. Saw that in the JV game. It was a 55-54 game for Farmington. As Chandler loses that ball on the way up. And a chance for points for Copper Hills. Moyer with the dunk. And it's a 13-point game. Chandler to an open Day. Devin with the flyby and a lay-in. Timeout on the floor to Farmington. And people want a goaltend. That's not a goaltend. He was clearly going for a block. You can hit the backboard. So no goaltend. And it's a full timeout. We'll take it with them. Grizzlies on a run, down 15. You're watching Copper Hills basketball on the Rewind Sports Network.
Jake said these are awesome for studying.
Line. You shouldn't ever take someone else's medication.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about the dangers of sharing prescriptions.
College wasn't built for me.
It didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Test day's test day. Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
Tests on your time, courses on your time. Graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of VIEW.
Ouch! Gonna need some pills for that one.
Hey! Prescription pain pills can be dangerous.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy there. You're her parent, not a drill sergeant. More love, then they'll listen.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about prescriptions the right way.
.5:15 left in the fourth quarter. Again, it was Copper Hills got down to 13 and kind of continue the explanation here. In high school basketball, if a defender is clearly going for the block, he can slap the backboard. And when you've got a guy in Devin Day that gives the pump fake, gets Hyman's off his feet, and he hits the backboard, he's obviously going for a block. That is not goaltending in high school basketball. As Sorensen cannot make it 3 straight possessions with the 3. And it's Farmington ball, up 15, and now Johnson fouled in the backcourt. That goes on Quincy Hills. That is the 4th team foul on the Grizzlies, as Langston will come off in favor of Whitehour. Hymas going to pick up Colin Chandler. Colin, little shimmy shake. Can't get the shot to drop, and the rebound taken by Hills. And Copper Hills opportunities. Sorensen out to Hymas. Now Whitehour. Hills comes off the screen. The errant pass got in the hands of Whitehour, left it short. So a couple missed possessions here for the Grizzlies. That would have potentially, if that shot from Sorensen gone down, make it a 10-point game, but couldn't get either shot to drop. Now Beatty, blocked by Moyer. Luke Moyer's played with a lot of energy today. Good defense from Whitehour. Beatty loses the handle, sends out to Dave for three. Frozen rope wouldn't drop. Beatty with the board and bucket. Timeout, Casey Walkenhurst. Full timeout with 3:56 left in the fourth quarter. We'll take it with them. We'll be right back. You're watching Grizzly basketball on the Rewind Sports Network. .356 left in the fourth quarter. Grizzlies still kind of hanging with some hopes here, down 17, but they've started making some shots. But they have to make shots. They got to play defense. But with no shot clock, this is quite the uphill climb for the Grizzlies to attempt to make. Sorensen out to Moyer. Moyer on the drive, takes the bump, gets the bucket. Here comes Chandler. Leave it to Larson. Larson to the corner. Johnson for three. Colt Johnson. Big shot there to the hopes of the Grizzlies. They're just not making up ground. As Moyer in the lane. Nice defense from Beatty. And now Chandler. Wow, thought might have a call. Might go out of bounds. Devin Day for three, no. And the rebound to Moyer. Whitehour along the baseline. Reverse it, blocked by Larson. He's done a bunch of little things as Larson. Tyler, a senior. All good hands from Hills. And now Chandler rips it away from Whitehour. Chandler goes at Sorensen, takes the bump, +1. We're talking about been a quiet day offensively for Chandler, but he's got his teammates involved, but he's played strong defense. A number of steals. As the game got a little sloppy right there, it was Farmington coming out with the +1 opportunity with Chandler at the line. Got it. I think Chandler in the state tournament, sophomore year, pushed Farmington to the semifinals. They lost in a great game against Timpview. And now a foul. And then last year, we're talking about the drive all the way to the state championship game before losing to Lehigh. And Coach Quincy Lewis's first year as a leader of the Pioneers. Let's see what he does this year in 6A. As Moyer in the lane, Beatty with him, sends to the corner. Sorensen back to Moyer. Angle three, short. And the rebound taken by Chandler inside of 2.5 left. And Chandler fouled by Hymas. And that'll be the 6th team foul on Copper Hills. Been quite the holiday experience for Copper Hills. Talking about flying out to Florida for Christmas and then play the game on Tuesday, 1 o'clock. They played some of those games out in Florida. It was a 9 a.m. tip, so 7 a.m. here. There's one thing you try to learn about what your team is, but it's also the opportunity to just come together. Those are the memories these guys will remember forever, where the those times as a team as that ball goes out of bounds. And those younger guys watching back this game, you think, oh, it's just an old guy talking about it. It's just true. You play on a team, you coach a team. Those are the moments and funny things that happen that when you all get together that you talk about. As Shepard off on the triple, the rebound taken, and the bucket. Didn't know that was a crawl up there from Micah Nordgren, but he got to stay home. And now Langston with the steal, and that ball out of bounds. And now some wholesale changes coming on for Farmington. So the day done for Day, Beatty, Larson, and Chandler. Is coming on for Coach Walkenhurst is Ethan Atkinson, Easton Ralphs, Adam Stuckey, and Ethan Harris. And they'll join Cole Johnson. As Ralphs sends up top to Atkinson, and he traveled. Can't give him the icky shuffle before dribbling. The kids who don't know the icky shuffle, just go to YouTube. And you're welcome. And some changes here for Copper Hills as well as Hayden Shepard. Driving on Harris, sends out to Josh Pomeranning. And Pomeranning has that ball out of bounds off of Farmington. There's Pomeranning, Stephen Grover, Ashton Howick. Come on for Copper Hills. Inbound into Shepard, and that's his second three. But all valuable stuff is going to head into Region 3 play for Copper Hills. As Johnson fouled on the drive, it'll be 1-1 free throws. But the region, the matchups with Mountain Ridge, who's played very, very well. Coach Briggs always does a good job. We know that'll be a tough game, or tough two games. Also, the games against Bingham as well. But everything's still in front of this Copper Hills team. They like to head into region games with a little more, or with some momentum with a win today, but this is a good team. This is a potential playoff game to see where we end up in the RPI. Again, go check out Game Night Live Rewinds. We'll talk RPI and what that means for region play. Is hanging on a pivot, send out, and the three will drop. There's some 5 points from Micah Nordgren late in the fourth quarter. As Cole Johnson will bring it in the front court. Inside of 45 seconds left here in the fourth, and the final game of the 2021 calendar year for the Grizz. Harris will pump the three, send out, three on the way from Johnson. Cole Johnson's first three of the day. And 25 seconds left. But again, hope your families are happy, healthy, and safe, and enjoy the New Year weekend. As Harris with the steal, and wisely pulls it out. High basketball IQ there. But our final score, Farmington 63, and Copper Hills 45. Again, frustrating day for Copper Hills on the basketball floor, but a lot of things to look forward to in the new year. Our Western Governors University and Hyndman Associates Player of the Game. And we'll probably go Colin Chandler overall. Thought he played really well today. Selfish out the basketball. Could go Larson. Thought he did a bunch of little things. But for Copper Hills, our extra storage Player of the Game, going to be a little Moyer. Thought he did a bunch of stuff away from the ball. Played good defense, a lot of energy. And someone that's going to have to be big this year in region play for the Grizzlies. Again, the final score, 63-45, Farmington over Copper Hills. Thanks for joining us. Watch our videos this week on Game Night Live Rewind, and we will see you next week at Copper Hills basketball on the Rewind Sports Network, brought to you by Extra Space Storage. For Vince Francis, Gavin Lee, I'm Dusty